Hello. I want to wrap up a project that I started back in December, and I was doing a bundle focus on the Posted For You punch and stamp set. The bundle is in the annual catalog on page 81, and it is beautiful. It's excellent to use for a person doing scrapbooking, just all kinds of things. These little stamps are kind of elegant and sweet, and they send a nice message, I think. So the bundle itself is $31.50, and you get the punch and the stamp set for that. And it is a cling red rubber stamp set. There's 7 stamps in the set, and of course the punch is the postage stamp shape. I will also be using a punch on page 166 of the catalog, annual catalog, and it is the classic label punch, like so. So I'm going to complete this card. The first 3 cards I did that is in this bundle focus, and the 4th one was supposed to be at the same time. I was doing different videos for each card. So the first card that I did was done on mint macaron with Blushing Bride and Flirty Flamingo paper, and it was pretty simple. You used the postage punch. I used the postage punch in a little different way to get this, and then as well this square. I was able to do the postage punch and then cut off what I needed. So that's how I did that. And then the I don't think I showed it that way, but actually when you put your cardstock in, let me get a scrap piece here to show you kind of what I'm talking about there. You can put it in and you can do it completely like so, or you can do it on 3 edges on the size, whatever your size that you want. You can do this, and then you can put it back in, but you need to attach it to something so that you can safely slide it in and have a grip on it. And that would be done in this way. And you just need a little bit. You don't need a whole lot, but then you want to put it back in so that you're going to take it and punch this edge I think. Yes, let's go ahead for that. And that gives you the same effect. I punched it reverse, but the same effect as what I have here. So that's kind of how you can adjust this punch and punch just angled areas of it to get what you want, to get the shape you want, this shape and this shape. That was card number 1. Card number 2 was a slimline card. I back stamped on Blushing Bride with the little postage cancel postage right here, special delivery. I used a piece of vellum, and then I used all these different colors, balmy blue, melon mambo, I believe that is, bumblebee, daffodil delight, and granny apple green, and then behind that, blushing bride. So that was how I did that one. And I used another stamp set, happiest of birthdays, with some large stamps in it to do happy a little bit late birthday. And then the third card was a really simple one out of Flirty Flamingo and Blushing Bride, and I just back stamped in Flirty Flamingo, did one postage stamp, and then this was just hand cut. This banner was hand cut with happy birthday and sending love your way. So that's how that was done. There was another stamp set that's not available now because it was in the mini catalog, but that also coordinates with it. It was like an add-on. So I'm gonna work on the fourth card, and it also involved the Old World 3D embossing folder, and that is in the annual catalog as well. I didn't distinguish what page it's on, but it is in the catalog under the World Suite. And I went ahead and ran it through the emboss folder to get this texture. And then we're using a piece of heavy basic white cardstock. It's actually Whisper White, but that's not available any longer. Stampin' Up! Has new cardstock, and this is, it's exactly the same. It's just that due to COVID, the plant that made the Whisper White note cards, envelopes, memories and more cards, and envelopes, as well as the cardstock, went out of business due to COVID. So Stampin' Up! Contracted with another company, and it's called Basic White. It's pretty much the exact same thing. I don't have it yet, but I did place an order to have some on hand. I still have plenty of the other cardstock. So this card is going to have this as the mat, and we're going to do some stamping and coloring with blends. And I've already cut, and I used shimmery white for these because I'm coloring with blends, and this holds up a little bit better. So this is basically what I've done. So now I'm going to stamp with Memento ink on these, and I'm going to pull out our flowers, and our birds. Birds on a branch. And those are the two stamps that I'm going to use for this. I may trim with something else. And I'm going to do the sentiment, just a note, on black, basic black cardstock in white emboss powder. So let's get our stamping started and done. With our Memento. And I will need 1, 2, 3, 4. I will need 6 of these to layer, because they're going to layer on the card like so. And they're going to butt up against each other like a continuing thing. And like so. So there's going to be part of that cut off. So we want to punch I want to punch one more for you, so you can see that it's pretty simple to punch. I was just thinking, it's too bad that's such a narrow, this is such a narrow stamp, the depth of it, the height of it, that it's too hard to try and make the basic black piece the same design stamps edging. So there we have what we need. Let's put this aside. And we want to have our birds. To make sure I get in the stamp. I should have stamped first. That would be your ideal, is to stamp first and then punch out your stamp. That way you're sure to get it right on. Let's see, and I need 3 birds and 3 flowers. Oops, I think I went a little over on that. That's why there's 2 sides of the paper. And it helps if you line up on a grid somewhat. Like I said, the ideal thing would have been to stamp these on a large piece of cardstock and then punch them out. They would be perfect that way. So let's see, I have one more. That's not the shimmer white. I wanted shimmer white. Let me punch one with the shimmer white because it colors better. Okay. This was regular, I believe. Yes, I think. This is shimmer. Okie dokie. The shimmer has little shimmering effects in it, sparkly. Okay, we'll put those out of the way for now before I worry about cleaning them. And let's go ahead and let's do our Versamark stamping, which is what we need to emboss. And I'm going to use the powdery piece of, it used to be called Embossing Buddy. It's not sold any longer by Stampin' Up, but I'm sure it can be found at craft stores and other places like Amazon maybe. Just a note. Let's do just a note. On the inside I will put happy birthday, and I think this, in this case, I'm going to do it in the maybe Sahara Sand, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. It'll coordinate well with this. So we want to go kind of center this because I'm going to use that punch, and I just want to make sure I can cover it all. There you go. And that's crooked on this piece of paper, but that won't matter because when I punch it, I'm going to punch it straight. Let's see. So there we have, if you can see that, Want to get it right even in there. It's just perfect size, pretty much. I probably should have embossed first, but I'm going to take this over to the, I'm going to put white embossing powder on it. And I'm going to hold it with tweezers since I've already punched it out carefully. Get it in here to get it all covered. Might be a little cockeyed, but that's okay. It's not too bad. Okay. Make sure I have it covered well. Okay. I keep all my embossing powders in those Rubbermaid disposable takeout containers. So I'm using my heat tool, and I already see that I have a little embossing powder that needs to be nudged off that's out of the line here. So let's, okay. Tweezers, or you will burn your hand. This is a very hot tool. I believe it's much more heat power than a hair dryer. Okay. There we go. So that's done. So now let's do some coloring. I have chosen light and dark of all these blenders. And I have Flirty Flamingo. I have Pumpkin Pie. I have Mango Melody. I have Granny Apple Green. These are light and dark, and Balmy Blue. So let's do some birds. In light Mango Melody, I'm gonna color in this little bird. And I'm gonna pull my gray, I think gray. Or gray, yes, I'm gonna, let's see, we'll try Smoky Slate. I want to maybe give a little bit of darkness on this little guy. And just a tiny here. And okay. This one probably, let's see how we go here. A little dark again. Two-tone him a bit. both of them. Okay. And I'm using dark granny apple for the stem and for the veins of the leaves. Pretty simple. It's a small picture here, small stamp image. So you have to be pretty careful when you're coloring. Oh, I missed that one. Let's just do this. Okay. Simple. The only thing I could have done lighter would have been seafoam, I believe, that would have made the leaves lighter. I don't think that's such a good idea. Let's do our other birds. Let's make them kind of bluebirds, maybe, with a little underbelly of yellow. I'm not sure if I want to go with this. Yeah, I think we'll go with the light balmy blue for our birds with a light mango melody belly. Just two-tones them a little bit. So I two-toned both of those images. That's quite nice, I think. And with the blenders, we have a eraser pen that's white that will take, it's like a bleach. It'll take out the. While I have this going, let's go ahead and do the leaves on this one. And we'll have it all at one time. I hope I'm not out of camera. I didn't pull it up on my iPad, which I should have done. Okay. Which I think I will do. We're rolling out the vaccine for our folks 70 and older. I'm playing this to myself basically, so okay. Let's get them done here. Finish it, because it will go together really quickly. The coloring is the fun part, but for folks watching the video, it's like watching paint dry maybe. I could have colored, for the sake of time, colored a whole lot more and then just colored a tiny bit with you folks, since I'm doing 3 of each scene, it would have made more sense. Touch lightly with your blender pins. Don't press down. You'll ruin the tips, especially the brush tip. This tip. Don't press down hard with either one, because you know, it can run the alcohol blend will run outside the lines and just foul up everything. This one I'm gonna do these birds in maybe light pumpkin pie. Calypso coral. Sorry, I did say pumpkin pie earlier. It's calypso coral. Okay. And light flirty flamingo. See how that, if there's, oh, there's no distinctive difference there. Let's do dark. Dark flirty flamingo. Oh yeah, there's a little difference there. And I think I'm gonna come back under here with light flirty flamingo. That's good. Okay, and then those are done. The birds are done. Let's do a set of flowers in similar. What did I say? This is light. Oh, light calypso coral. Let's do dark flirty flamingo for. And we have leaves here as well to do. I have not colored any of these flowers. I've not done this, so this is a new process. I'm going to use the brush, although it seems to be dried out a little bit. I might need a new flirty flamingo light pen. And I think I'm going to bring some calypso coral back into this too, darken them a little bit. Just a tiny bit here. I didn't want to be too heavy-handed. Just kind of give a... Then we're back to our granny apple. I hope everyone that watches has been having a good week. Today is Friday, January, is it the 15th, I think? Yes, it is, January 15th. I lose track of dates and days anymore. Okay, so that is that. I'm going to do another, but I'm going to do them in very light. Just barely light here, just a little. This is the light Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to do them in. And I'm hit and miss a little bit. I'm going to leave a little bit of, you know, white. Not totally colored, just give it a little Blenderoo. And maybe with the leaves, I'll do the same. Just kind of color them a little bit. Not do the dark. Blender pens are wonderful to work with. They're wonderful to work with. You can shadow and shade, and they look professional when you meld your colors just right. So that is that, and we need one more. Let's do our other flower in blue. So let's do, oops, the light balmy blue. It's a very pretty color. And then let's throw a little bit of dark in there just because we can. I'm using the brush tip to just put a little. All right, and let's go finish our leaves, then we can put it together. I'm doing dark here this time. And light. And as they dry, they take on a little bit different look. I think they probably become a little more subtle. Okay, that's it with our blenders. So let's put this card together. And I'm going to use Stampin' Seal Plus because this is really pitted and has, and you want to get a good bit on some, Sometimes I discovered that if you try to lift this, you can bring the cardstock with it. It is so strong. Let's put some here and then some here. That should be enough. That's probably more than enough. And this is not cut exactly. I didn't cut it exactly correct. The distance across is like 3 7/8 when it should have been 4, ideally. And the height is 5 1/4, which is what it should be. So I did 3 7/8, and it's left a little more of a border. It could, I don't know, might create an issue. But let's put our birds. Let's see, we want to put our birds here. And I think I'm going to put them on dimensionals. So let's go with our dimensionals. I'll probably have to get some more out. You can see what I'm doing. I'm going to be using my scraps, what's left, which is quite fine. They work. Okay. I'll put this one down. I think I want to put the blue down first. Let's see. Let's put the blue down. Okay, I've pretty much used the bluebirds. I'm going to put them first down here. And this is good enough, I think. Because this is a small piece of cardstock. This postage, this size is a really small. I might move them over a little more since I've cut 1/8 of an inch off of each side here. Let me get to another package. I was able, when we had some discounting sales or what have you, I was able to pick up some extra dimensionals because we go through them quite a lot. Okay. Match these little guys up here. I think, and try to make sure it's straight. And then this one is going to go like so. And we're going to cut it. It's going to go I'm going to use for my cutting, I'm going to use right in between this hump so that it's straight across. Maybe there was a better way to do that, but I didn't do it, so. Okay, because I wanted to go to the edge, but let's see if we can make it a little more refined there. A little bit of our dimensionals sticking out there, so that was not the ideal thing to do, but okay. Let's put this one about so, and I think we'll do this one about so, and this one about so. Okay. This time I'll remember when I'm putting the other one down, the one that's gonna run off of the page, not to put dimensionals on that end that's gonna be cut off. Let's say right here, okay. Almost done, almost done. Remember the two sides of the paper, of the cardstock. You get to utilize it when you make a mistake. At least you get one more try. And They bed out nicely. That's really nice. So all I need is dimensionals on the top of this one. And maybe, just maybe right here to make sure it's stable at that lower end. Okay. Yes, that's perfect. And it won't stick on. Okay. Looks cockeyed, but maybe not. Okay. Right on track here, pretty much. Sort of. Oops. Okay. I did not cut that right. And I have the wrong scissors that I'm cutting with, so. Okay. Now, that's that and that's that. Let's take our just a note and let's put mini dimensionals on that. If I have some left here. Oops. And oops, and I'm going to put these I'm going to use this in a way that they are solid across the back so that there's no worry of it buckling if it goes into mail. Let's do my take your pick tool and take these off. Okay. Let's put it like just above. There we go. Very simple little card. Very nice. And I have accomplished my 4th card in the bundle focus. A little bit of, I'm thinking embossed powder that got over the edge there, but it's okay. I don't think any that might be just a tiny bit cockeyed, but I don't think any other embellishments are needed. I will go back and stamp inside, wishing you the happiest of birthdays. And I think I'll just go ahead and stamp that in Memento ink. And that's it. Thank you for watching. And I have now completed my bundle focus for the Posted for You.